Post-traumatic stress disorder is a mental health disorder that affects many people, and it can manifest in different ways for different people, and it can be caused by different types of trauma. So some people have a major trauma, and from that point forward, they are forever affected. Their brain is changed in a maladaptive way. Other people have a series of smaller traumas. Some people even observe someone else having a traumatic experience, and that can produce a post-traumatic stress for them. And it causes a maladaptation in the nervous system, and then it can create symptoms such as a repeated fear response, when they're in a situation that's reminiscent of the situation that caused the trauma in the first place. But it can also cause other types of symptoms of generalized anxiety, higher incidence of depression, and even social withdrawal, where kind of all situations seem less safe, and the person kind of ends up having to live a life that's much smaller, as a protective mechanism. Nonetheless, it can very much affect one's quality of life. And up until recently, there haven't been that many promising therapies for post-traumatic stress disorder. And one therapy that's being studied that is showing incredible promise is the combination of psychotherapy with MDMA, which is also known as ecstasy. And so there's a pretty good study that was done by the MAPS Association, and it looked at those individuals that took a placebo and did 9 sessions of deep psychotherapy, 3 shorter ones, followed by 3 longer ones, followed by 3 shorter ones. And then people with PTSD that actually took a dose of MDMA based on their body weight and had the same kind of therapeutic schedule, 3 shorter, 3 longer, 3 shorter for follow-up. And those that were given the MDMA had an 88% reduction in post-traumatic stress disorder, and some even had full remission. Whereas those that had the intensive psychotherapy schedule I just described had about a 60% reduction in post-traumatic stress disorder, and none had full remission. So psychotherapy alone can be very helpful, but it can take a long time and result in not as impressive as when they're combined with this incredible pharmaceutical, basically, that has been shown to kind of be somewhat of an empathogen. So it can cultivate a state by virtue of kind of the neurochemical effects of larger releases of dopamine and larger releases of serotonin that it engenders, that creates this empathy for oneself and for others, actually, when you're kind of reviewing or reliving traumatic situations that kind of triggered the post-traumatic stress disorder in the first place. And it can engender a desire for greater social connection and social interaction. So I very much look forward to seeing further research on MDMA-assisted psychotherapy, not only for PTSD, but for other psychiatric mental health disorders, because I think it holds great promise, and I'm hoping that we'll see it legalized at some point. And it will become a tool in the arsenal of well-trained psychologists and psychiatrists.